Good evening and welcome to Sweat Talk UK. I am your host, Mr. Wet Dangly Bollocks, and I am joined by...
It's Diggy. Where did that come from? Good evening, and as you see, we have the lovely Matt Waits joining us tonight for a little giggle. We're sorry we weren't here last week. We had a sudden rush of emergency for like 2/3 of the hosts, so yeah, it is what it is. But thank you all for tuning in. Who's here? Good evening, Paul. Good evening, Nick. Gareth is here with no surname. Evening, Dale. Good evening, Dennis. Good evening. And, of course, hi, Mark. Hi, Matt. What's up?
Yo.
Mark, I think you're muted.
Huh?
You're muted. No.
It's not.
I checked everything then. My eyes went, do. No.
So, we actually found a couple of interesting topics tonight, especially one of them. And, yeah, we'll get back to that, but and for those who are waiting for Chandler to pop up, he will be here. He's just stuffing photos down the throats of
the British public.
Yeah.
At astronomical prices.
Exactly.
It's been a shit old week for me.
It's only Tuesday.
Did you just sniff your fingers?
Thanks for the sub, Martin. It's... No, sort of the arse ender last week. So we were advised to get... Where is the piece of shit? We've for some reason there was like a point where our internet went shit, and you guys know my internet regularly just shat itself.
Yeah.
Completely.
The Wi-Fi in the house was astronomical. It was absolutely appalling. Darcy's bedroom, which is 2 rooms down, no Wi-Fi. Bearing in mind, the router was in here. The access point is in here, so she should have full-on fucking signal. The rest of the house was like 1 bar if you were lucky. So, went out and we bought a Nighthawk, because Nighthawks are supposed to be the next best thing. Went out, bought a Nighthawk, made no fucking difference. Just I had to restart the Wi-Fi twice a day. Absolute dog shit. So the next door neighbour, bearing in mind the next door neighbour has got no IT knowledge at all. She's dumb as anything when it comes to IT. And she's like, oh, I just bought these. This was probably 2 or 3 months ago. Oh, I've just bought these. And there were these little, it was a mesh network. I'd obviously heard of mesh networks, but she bought these, they were called Decos, TP-Link Decos. And she put them around the house, and she was saying that their Wi-Fi was awesome and it was amazing and everything else. So I did some research. It took me 3 months. I like to research thoroughly. So that came last week.
But
No, wait. You were doing 2.5 months of that's bullshit. It doesn't work, and then you were like, okay, I'll give it.
I'll give it a try. Anyway, so this it turns up on Friday. And realised when I take out my Nighthawk, if I'm boring anyone, please tell me and I'll stop talking. Realising as soon as I take the Nighthawk out, I've lost a 4-port switch. So I had to order another switch, which then put another day on. Anyway, installing it was an absolute prick, right? An absolute prick to install. I was in here late Saturday, sweating like a pig, swearing, throwing things, chucking things across the room. Honestly, I can sit 100 metres down our garden on the wall at the bottom of the garden and have full signal, 100 megabits. So if anyone's got shit Wi-Fi, get a fucking Daco. So impressed. So then, bearing in mind we did
100 megabits. That's slow.
For Wi-Fi. It's not.
Super fast that is compared to my 30.
So Saturday did that. Saturday night, I'm lying in bed, and I heard, do you know when you've got like a bottle of Coke or something, and you squeeze a bit of the air out, and over time it cracks?
Yeah.
I heard like a cracking noise. I'm lying in bed, Lindsay's in here playing on the computer. Here's this God Almighty crack, and I was like, all right, Chili Bean, it was just a bottle expanding. She was like, it fucking wasn't. So I come running in here, presented with the smell of smoke. I'm like, not again. So my power supply. Juan, good evening, sir. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
I'm glad you reacted like that too, because I was like, whoa, what?
Turns out my power supply had blown. Luckily, it hadn't taken anything else out with it. But I am terrible. I never switch a PC off. Never, ever, ever.
Same here.
I'm good, man.
I always do.
I see you back at the gym, one. Something I really need to do. My 4-stone belly is getting bigger. But no. Wi-Fi, get a Daco. And power supplies. Don't buy a C750, a CX750. Don't buy one. They're dog shit. So the African is my KFC man. He's my wingman. He's my wingman.
Okay. You're right. We don't know who you are, but I like your humor, so it's perfectly fine.
So how's your week's been?
Weird. Really, really weird. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Nothing crazy major, just weird.
Yeah, just busy for me. As per the norm of late.
It's weird because I've just moved into a new job. Literally started last Monday. All my qualifications are starting to come through now for my new transition in life, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to juggle day job, new job, training, exit interviews and stuff for qualifications, and yeah, it's all just a bit. So we're vaping on them. Fuck me. All right. Let's turn this on the head. I started listening to the VVRP this morning. Yesterday morning with Chandler. So we have to start the show, and I think it's a bit like the Ideal Home show or the new Vape show or whatever it's called now.
What show?
So what you vaping on? What you drinking? And what did you have for breakfast?
Stop. Mark, kill the feed right now. Just get in the effing bin. Like literally. Well,
Nah, go
Matt, tell us what you're vaping on. Did you literally
What am I
kill a thief?
vaping on today? I have a new mod. Well, it's not a new mod, but it's new to me. The Aspire Paradox.
Oh, I thought you were going to get the Phoenix.
No, I went for that. 20 quid.
What?
Right.
20 quid?
I want you.
20 quid.
Have you got a solid desk in front of you?
Yes. No, I'm not going to whack it on it.
Go on.
No.
I'll hit mine. You hit yours.
You. No, Mr. Payne told me about them the other day. He found them for 22 quid. So I went and had a look. They'd gone up to 24. I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And then I found a discount code that bought it to 20 quid. So I thought, for that price, I'll have a bash. And you know what? It's all right. It's very comfortable.
But it's kind of heavy, right? When it's
It's
that
got some
version.
weight to it, but
Yeah.
it's comfy. It works. And you can just give it a little squish. And it's quite
But
nice.
it is clearly not as solid as he'd like to think it is because he won't hit the desk with it.
Do you know what? The panel would probably fly off the front. And
That's more for the scratches because it's like brushed.
yeah, it's like a satin finish. And I've got the Scrape Arise on top of that with some crappy Battenberg flavoured liquid in it.
The
I
R's.
don't know where that came from. The
Oh,
R-
that's that juice from that C word guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I was hoping to have a Nunu tank on top of that today, the Kumo. But
It's still not arrived.
I ordered it
Thursday.
Sunday night.
No.
Sunday night I ordered mine. David ordered his.
Oh, okay.
I ordered mine Sunday night, and it shipped yesterday by UPS. And it's not here. It's supposed to be end of day today, so it could arrive any minute.
To be fair, I'm
That
waiting. I'm waiting for jars to come from Amazon, and they're saying 10 o'clock. Apparently, Amazon order deliver at 10 o'clock.
And then I've got a plastic box thing with an Armour engine on top, with some. Oh, what's in that?
Oh, that one looks familiar. I bet you paid heaps of money for that.
Daiquiri in that.
Unmentionable.
Yeah, heaps of money. It was really expensive.
Yeah.
Really expensive. That's got some daiquiri in it from that same crappy brand that did Battenberg.
Again.
Mr. Childs, you are the reason I bought it.
Yeah.
I trusted your judgment and I bought it, and I love it. I've not put it down.
But the Phoenix is a bit lighter in weight than the version Matt has, right?
I doubt that.
Really?
This is quite chunky, and I don't know. It doesn't really show, but the rubbery bit's green, like NATO green.
Mine
Thought
is.
it
It's the
was
same.
black. But yeah, it's all right for 20 quid. I can't fault it.
They
Didn't
were like,
need it.
weren't they like 80 quid when they came out or something? 70 quid?
Something like that, yeah.
They were somewhat hefty, but fair.
Paul, it was a brand made by some hairy bloke who's into midget porn.
Kaz, did you just stiff
Oh,
your
Mark.
fingers?
Thanks for the sub, David.
Thanks, David.
Mr. Payne, did you get your doodah? What was it?
The Kumo.
Did your Kumo arrive?
He has got his.
He has. We need to know what it's like.
Ah, okay, then it's more like 45.
If UPS turn up within the next hour, I'll build it and tell you.
It's awesome.
But David, the question is, where is my package? Did you like send it by camel or something? No, it's on the way. Anything else you're vaping on, Mr. Waits?
No, that's actually it this evening. I think, yeah, that's it. And then drinking good old Banks's bitter. And what did I have for breakfast? Multigrain Cheerios.
Okay, Mark, can you just make me co-host so I can kick him?
He asked the question, I gave him the answer.
Good man.
So, Martin, we'll go to you next. What you vaping on? What you drinking? And what?
First of all,
what you have for
I'm not
lunch?
doing the drinking or breakfast thingy. You can go on watch Mr. Martin, the other Martin, if you want to watch that kind of shitty thingy. I'm still on the daily driver, the Caliburn, but I've actually switched salts to a different flavor.
Oh,
because I'm down to one bottle of the mango passion fruit, and I'm saving that for when the new caliber shows up. So I have something to benchmark, know exactly how it should taste.
So what's the new juice?
The new juice is also from Just Juice. It's just berry.
Tonight's show is sponsored by.
Yeah, well, I like it. It's the kind of flavor. I've ended up. I'm so picky with juices, as Mark can confirm, because all of his bottles are just sat in a cupboard. I really should send them to some of you guys instead, so you can enjoy them. Then I'm also. You were asking about it the other day, Matt. The Datu with the Imperia.
I like that one. It's
The
nice.
only tank I've got, and because it's the only tank I need, because it's just perfect for me. And I've just filled that up with some Miyako, some forest fruits. And last but not least, what I've been waiting for a little while, so to say, the Harbor D60 finally showed up.
Saw one of those go up on MMM today.
Yeah, there was a red one, right? Yeah, well that was the Mech one. This is the DNA thing. With does it show? Doesn't show. Mob, the OG mob, not the mini. And what do I have in there? Oh, I just found a little. I had a little squeeze in my Mango Tango, which is like from ages ago, so I emptied that bottle into the tank. Still good. Still good. Yeah. So, little thingy. So this drip tip is actually a drip tip with a beauty ring. So we know how old people, they went crazy for beauty rings for their atties and so on and so on. So Protocol in Spain, they made a drip tip with a beauty ring. Yeah. It's basically just a 510 knot that then sticks up a little bit, and then you can put down the ring, and then you can actually just, it's a 510 drip tip. So you could actually put any 510 drip tip in there.
Different.
Yeah.
Looks quite good.
Very comfortable, even though like these little what's it called, like slots, they're bound to be
Oh, the bacteria catchers.
yeah
Lip
lip gunk magnet, and let's see how long this stays white. But let's see.
To me, Dennis, it looks as though it's 3D printed, so it just completely turns me off. I know it's not, but
No, this is actually it's a colored Delrin.
so almost 3D printed then.
Well, it's machine Delrin that's then been colored. So yeah. Paul is watching Captain Kangaroo. Why? I thought you were watching us, Paul.
I don't even know what Captain Kangaroo is. What is it?
It's something I've heard in like American TV shows and sitcoms.
I'm guessing it's a northern thing.
Maybe. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I heard it. Okay, so you're not really smoking cigarettes. That was just pulling our leg.
And eating a Royale with cheese.
Going for bass, and thanks for the info, Ben. Are you taking us with you?
You know what?
Oh.
The amount of times I've nearly had a bath. If it isn't for the fact that I have to host from here, believe me, I would host from the bath. Believe me.
Well, let's try that when Chandler isn't working late, because he has set it up now so he can host.
Do you trust his internet?
Yeah.
More to the point, you want to keep your subscribers.
We'll get more.
Or
I mean,
no.
come on. Haven't you seen the channels on Twitch with, with the ear lickers? Have you seen how many subscribers they have?
Who?
Like the
The
ear
ear
lickers.
the ones Martin put us onto.
Oh, the ear lickers.
Only Martin knew about them.
The ear lickers. They
Same.
make me crawl. Literally.
It was Mark who led me onto it. I'm just saying.
Who did bring it up?
Martin. He was like,
It was
"Don't
brought
listen."
up because we were onto some of those that were doing like the whispery thingy where they just whisper into the mic like that.
AMSR things.
And and then we came across those that had this ear thingy piece that they were. Oh yeah. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. I think. Mark, what are you vaping?
I am drinking Shipyard. I had fish and chips for breakfast. Well, I'd not eaten all day. My first meal of the day today. Martin's gone. My first meal of the day was fish and chips. So, there we go. I am vaping on 88 Vape. And on the Phoenix with the Integra.
So you've got an Integra with the world's cheapest liquid in it.
Evening, Phil. Evening, Alex.
It works, bro.
Yeah, if it works. You'll never get the taste of Heisenberg out of that tank now, but
I don't care. I don't care. Just 2 seconds, guys.
What?
it
Can't
is
eat
expensive.
those, Hello, Johan. Tjena. Come over to Twitch, Johan. It's much better. And the guest is Matt. Don't you know Matt? You know Matt. Everyone knows Matt.
Not everyone. They're the lucky ones. Oh, Alex, have you recovered now after your shenanigans the other night?
He's had to go back and delete all the comments and posts he made. Wow. Oh, it actually did arrive.
Did arrive. I'm excited for this.
Phil, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep.
Alex, after. Alex, go back to your PMs and look at your wedding night.
His
Oh,
wedding
yes.
night.
My delivery turned up. Did yours?
I mean, his sister got married. I hope he wasn't the groom.
Well, I don't know. He's from the south, right? So.
Yeah, but not
did
not
you
really
order
the
one?
Infra bit.
What the F is that?
It's a Kilner.
What?
I went scrumping at the weekend. Well, not intentionally. Not intentionally scrumping, but
What?
I'm sure there's a handful of people, Mr. David, who I'm sure will take some. I found a bush with some blackberries on it. Not blackberries, but blackberries. So I ended up coming.
What's it for? Are you making your own like liqueur or schnapps or something?
Kinda.
Oh.
Gin and
Oh.
what berries go very nice at Christmas in a gin?
Slow gin.
Came home with 3 kilos of slows, so I'm topping up on my jars to get them going, so they're ready for Christmas.
When I saw the jar, I thought you were going to start making pickled onions or something.
I thought it was the start of a new liquid from Jeffries. The return.
Fuck that.
No, you're doing that in the bathtub.
Brew.
Of course. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's me. I did. In fact, let me go and grab it. That's the bed.
Mark, you're the perfect host. You just leave several times during the show.
He just wants to show everyone his pants. That's what it is.
At least he's wearing pants. That's where we're lucky.
That is the saving grace.
I've been meaning to try one for a while.
What?
The Vape.
The dwarf. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, I'm more interested in what's underneath the dwarf, which has been a topic for the last at least 1.5 years.
Of course, did I not have this when Paul was on last?
Did you?
No.
Finally
No?
got a Mirage.
Oh, the
Oh,
Mirage.
I got a Mirage! Yay! Like a year ago, you were like almost ready to kill for one, like literally.
Yeah, so, I've put a 0.2 coil in that. And I think I need to get some wider airflow in it.
Take the insert out.
I will do.
What, like for clouds, bro?
It's on Cloudsborough already.
Take the insert out and wait for the turbulence.
Yeah. But no. Not sure. We'll see.
I have FL inserts. Okay, Paul. What?
It has an FL.
Yeah, but you don't, do you?
No.
So there.
There's a bag of inserts, I'm sure. Yeah. Plenty inserts.
Thanks for coming on here, Johan. It's much better. Don't you dare threaten us. Please haunt us as much as you want.
Well, his cranium he wanted like a year ago.
Yeah, he's threatening to hand deliver it. I'll believe it when I see it.
No, what he will deliver by hand is a reach around. That's the hand thing.
I'll definitely stay in for that. Oh, have you moved to the new house, Alex?
This could be a very slow conversation. You know what his posting skills are like.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, yeah. Oh, Jesus, he is just down the road as well.
So there we go. That is what I'm vaping on. That's what, excuse me, everyone else is vaping on. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We will see you
Next year.
Oh dear.
Actually, I sent Mark. We're getting into a serious topic now, and I sent Mark an article I found the other day. No, because this is Vape Talk UK. I'm not in UK. Some of our viewers are not in UK, and those that are not in the UK, I think it's safe to say we're all jealous of the pro vaping agenda that exists in the UK. And then when you have it good, then sometimes some people, they come around and they fuck it up. Maybe unintentionally, but you know, you give them a finger and they pull off the arm. So the topic is from the mail. I don't know how credible that is. I know it's not the Sun, so it should be credible. But the fact of the matter is that with all these disposables being sold now, some have also taken up the, let's say, the opportunity to sell some with higher nicotine strength than allowed. And hence the title of the show tonight. In my opinion, that's literally sawing off the branch you're sitting on. Because UK, you're in such a good place. You have the support, you have the examples of small vape shops in hospitals and so on, pro everything. Whereas other countries are just fighting to get through flavor bans and plain packaging.
Can anyone else hear Skype ringing?
No?
Do you know that doom 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 doom? I can hear it ringing.
So I've just popped, in case you want to read it later. Of course, it's written in a kind of like a doomsday-wise kind of thing. But we all saw how in the US, the lobbyists used the opportunity of the Ivali scandal to like blame vaping for everything, even though it was THC cartridges. The fact that in this case it's the Geet bar that's mentioned, and the fact that they're openly sold with 50 milligrams of nicotine, that's just why. I really don't understand. So, open topic.
The site that I purchased mine from, when I decided to experiment, they no longer have them. They only sell the 20 milligram.
Mm-hmm.
As for whether they just decided that's it, we're not going to do it, or whether they got a stern warning, I have no idea. But all of a sudden they just went, gone. 20 milligram max. Completely disappeared.
Yeah, Alex, you have a good point. With all these disposables becoming so easy to sell, they're also being sold in places that they shouldn't be sold.
But that's the beauty of, not the beauty of them. That's the problem with them. Wholesale on them is literally, I've seen some for like £1.50, £1.25. So obviously, you know these chip shops and that, they're easy targets. You stick them on your shelves, they've cost you fuck all.
Yeah.
And if you can bosh them out at £5-6 a pop, or whatever the retail is on
even
them.
15, if they don't care about selling to underage people, if they're gonna pay 15, they don't care. It's.
I mean, they're the sort of thing, if I was out and about and I got caught short, like run out of battery, run out of juice or something, I just needed to get me through the rest of the day. The disposable's the sort of thing I'd just grab. Would I grab a 50 milligram one? Probably not. But I think they're good for that, and them being sold in various places is possibly good for that aspect. But they should not be sold in places like bloody chip shops.
But of course, like chip shops, corner shops, and so on, that aren't really a part of the vaping industry, that are just seeing where can they make most bang for buck. Of course, they are never reachable. Well, when like reputable online web shops, they start to then openly sell them. It's not about you have to email and say, oh, this order, can you make this 50 milligrams instead of 20 because you only have 20 on the site. It was literally on several sites out in the open.
The ones I bought, you click the drop down, hit 50.
Exactly, and that's so stupid. I mean, it's going down the road of literally killing your own industry, and getting so much negative, because this article from the Mail, they're again focusing on the children, the young people, they it's fruit and it's sweet, and it's 50 milligram, they're getting heartburn and underdeveloped brain because of nicotine like rushes. Why? Just money again. It really, I wouldn't say it pisses me off, but I'm sad because you in the UK have such a good basis for having an industry, whereas pretty much all other countries in the world, those that actually still have it allowed, it's just becoming more and more limited, more and more difficult. We see Australia with the nicotine, US, several government like in the states that are banning it, or flavor banning, or whatever, the USPS ban, all the things that go against it. Then the UK, where it's so good, of course there are going to be people that are going to exploit that. But yeah, good point, Alex. The tabloids, but again, that's like it happened in the US. The lobbyists, they're gonna, from the tobacco industry, they're gonna see this opportunity and they're gonna jump on it, like they did in the US. That was mostly down to the tobacco lobbyism. Just, there was an opportunity. We can knock them over with this and just run with it. And yeah, they control a lot.
So then it's one thing doing it on the slide, but when you're doing it completely, blatantly, openly, it's just asking for trouble, and it is just going to go, oh, hang on, well, we better toughen these rules up a bit, because they're not listening. And to be honest, at the end of the day, who bloody needs 50 milligram? You don't need it. It's just,
well, you guys know this, but I've always said that that the 20 milligram rule that was in the TPD region that saved us from a lot of shit, because that kept Juul out of the market. And if Juul had come into the market hard, they would have advertised in those segments that the same way they did in the US, same marketing strategy. But they couldn't do that because they couldn't offer like the main products they want to sell, like the 30 and the 50 milligrams.
I've just realised, sorry, that none of the fans are spinning on my PC. I just put my hand on the top of the PC and it's red hot. So.
Uh-oh.
Did your power supply possibly take out the fans?
That I don't know, but I'm not willing to let everything else fry.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Dennis, you're totally right. The 50 milligram, that is definitely to get a Nick buzz. I've tried 50 milligram once and I was literally dying. Mainly also because I was told it was 20, but then it was 50. But still, I don't know if, well, one thing is disposable. They in these times when there are so much talk about environment and recycling and so on, disposables, they've come at a really bad time for that at least. So that alone, would that be enough grounds for banning them?
In all honesty, I don't think banning disposables would be a bad thing. I don't think there's no need for them. They're just not needed. When you've got things like the Caliburn and things like that, where you can put better juice in them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I use most of the time during the day, is a Caliburn with 20 milligram salts in it.
Yeah.
Who needs a disposable?
I mean, it's what I'm seeing right now.
15 quid, something like that. And what's the disposable? 8 quid?
Yeah, 8, 10 quid.
Something like that. There's no value there.
No.
As I said, if you're out and about and you're like, shit, my battery's run out, I've run out of juice, I need something to get me home, or get me through the remainder of the day. Yeah, grab one, use it. For that reason, yeah, fine. But not for regular use.
Again, one thing is our corner shops and various that just buy to sell, that don't have any like connection to the industry, will they, of course, also cause problems? Possibly, but it's a different thing when reputable and known stores, web shops, they openly sell them. Maybe not just over the counter, but also specifically on the web shops, because that's basically asking for trouble, and that's like, you have a good thing going.
Well, the thing is, there's
any country in the world are jealous of you, and then you do this.
There's sites as well that are pretty much aimed at people who've been vaping a while. Most of the stuff they sell is not starter stuff, it is more sort of advanced stuff. Yet they're selling disposables.
Yeah.
Why?
Chandler?
Even in China. Seasoned vapors aren't going to buy those. I mean, I bought a couple of those 50 milligram geek bars as an experiment. I wanted to see if a disposable these days could actually give a decent vape. Got to admit, I was surprised by the flavour. It was actually very good. Would I buy them again? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, Chandler, good evening. You've just joined into one of our rare, very, very serious topics.
Disposables, yeah.
Well, not exactly disposables, but more the fact that they're openly sold in 50 milligram editions.
Really?
Yeah, and there's an article. It's in the chat from the Mail that has picked this up, and of course is angling it regarding children and the fact that they're using it as a high, and it's fruity and sweet and stuff like that. Like basically the US over again with the children. The children.
Yeah, and if we're not careful, if they continue to do that 50 milligram shit, we will end up in exactly the same boat as the US, because people are just gonna use that as a what are we doing?
Even worse,
We need to ban it So instead of just obviously they can't stick to the restrictions. So
But it is already banned, as the article already said. Hey, this is already, you can't sell to underage people, you can't sell beyond. So why is it happening? And that I started out by saying that like pretty much any country in the world are jealous of the UK because everything is so pro vaping. You have the official support. I think I've even seen cigarette packages where it actually refers to vaping as an officially condoned smoking cessation product, and that's the only place in that world that happens. So you're in a very good place, but then some few people are apparently now on their way to fucking it up.
Well, I was just thinking about. I've ordered some a new pod for my flask, and you know they come in 2 mil restrictions. They've got bungs inside them. I've watched a couple of reviews for the upgrade for that, the Cloud Flask S. That comes with bungs in it, but it isn't as easy to take the bungs out. The guy who reviewed it could not take the bungs out. He was like, it's really annoying. It's got 2 mil capacity. I can't take the bungs out. This could be exactly the same thing. Because, I mean, how many places can you go and order and buy a tank that isn't 2 mil?
Yeah, but
I know that's not quite the same, but
I can totally get your point, but that's not. Have we ever seen any media pick up that you could remove an insert from a tank and make it 4 mil instead of 2? That rule is stupid. That regardless. But this is something that they will run on. They will jump on this like.
So is this an article that has appeared in? Did you say the Mail?
Yeah, the Mail. I can PM you the link as well.
Good old Mail. They're good at this sort of shit.
Well, it's not the Sun at least or the Mirror. So.
I'll be honest with you. I agree with them. Why the fuck have we got 50 milligram? The only reason these shitty little disposable pods have got 50 milligram in is because it hardly kicks out any vapor, so you're not getting any benefit over a decent 20 milligram vape. You may as well have a decent non-disposable setup and have 20 milligram as have a 50 milligram that's got a weedy.
Actually, output. That's an interesting thought, because the Geek bars I bought were 50. Partly because it felt a bit naughty buying them. You know what I mean? You know you're not meant to, and it feels kind of good. But it was interesting to side by side one with the 20 milligram and go, is it any good? I know Mr. Payne bought some of the 20 milligram ones to try out.
It's the only reason. This is why the dual didn't pick up over here, because in 20 milligram it doesn't kick out enough. You don't get a satisfying vape off 20 off a 20 milligram dual. But
yeah, and as we've talked about before, Channel, if they had the opportunity to go into the market in Europe, in EU, and UK with 30 and 50, they would have gone into the market marketing-wise the same way as they did in the US, which is directly to children and ain't a different, and so on and so on. There are some different facts in the article. Apparently, the Geek bars are a big thing on TikTok, like 47 million mentions or something like that on TikTok.
I'm obviously
I don't get it. They must be pushing them to influencers.
Yeah,
who
know
have
TikToks is for underage people because Jimmy's there.
And then, but the way it works is, as soon as an influencer picks it up, the smaller influencers that still got a decent following, but aren't paid for it, pick up on it and go, oh well, I'll do the same. Look what I've got, blah blah blah, and then it just rolls. And I think that's what's happened. That's what happened with Juul. If we're not careful over here, that's what will happen with these, and they shouldn't be on sale. They're 50 milligram.
Let me just read a line.
It's like I said, you might as well have a decent 18 milligram setup mouth to lung setup, you'll get just as good a hit off it.
Yeah, but this isn't at all. I don't know if it's some. I don't think it's some scrupulous, like ulterior motive. But the fact that this is being pushed so and so more towards the youth that shouldn't be using them. So just a line
This
from
is-
the article.
yeah.
The hashtag GeekBar has had 46 million views on TikTok, including videos praising yummy flavors and joking about being addicted to the devices, which are like
Great.
crack. And what do young people like? They like to experiment with drugs. Of course.
And-
Want to
and-
get a high, they sniff lighter gas, they do whatever.
And if you've got 50 milligram, the first time you use it, it's gonna be like a cigarette. You're gonna get a head rush. You're gonna get a wee, and that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But as soon as they've been using it for a week, that's gone. I mean, you remember what it was like when you were smoking. The first time you smoked, you were like, "Whoa, my head, wee, I'm off."
It was
Yeah.
that first one in the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then you just needed it to keep going normal. That's what they're doing. Whereas I don't. It's so frustrating because if they start clamping down on if they go right, okay, we've got to clamp down on the 50 milligrams. They'll start clamping down on everything that's TPD. So they will start going 2 mil tanks. That's it. You can't get anything but 2 mil tanks. And they will because at the minute they're a bit lax with it, and you can get away with, well, it's technically 2 mil, but you get a bubble glass with it. Yeah, they'll stop doing that as well.
To be honest, with the Geek Bar, the 50 milligram, thinking about it, I'd probably get just as much hit from a Caliburn with 20 milligram as I do from the Geek Bar with 50.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it,
Yeah.
I actually probably do get as much of a nick hit from the Caliburn. So I think you're right in what you say there, John. Like they just don't perform well enough.
No, that is the whole reason they've got the higher
Flavour's
nicotine content.
It's good, but how much flavour concentrates in that liquid?
Because the way they went is because it is a disposable pod and they want you to throw it away and buy a new one. They want to use as little e-liquid as possible.
Yep.
But make it last a decent amount while you're using it, and then when it runs out, you buy another one.
Yeah.
So they're trying. That is why they made the device is almost. Probably when they made it, that was all it could do, dual wise. But with this sort of thing, that is what they'll have done. Are these 50 milligram? They are just disposable pods, aren't they?
Yeah, it's the Geek Bar Pro.
So they are going to be exactly the same.
Supposedly
Format.
it's got 4 mil of liquid in it.
Yeah.
4.5 mil.
4.5 mil.
Supposedly, and an 800 mAh battery. I think it's literally. I mean, I've had mine weeks. I don't really use, but it's still going.
So Dale has a point. Sitting in King's Cross, House of Vapes, a lot of people are still asking for Juul. Yeah, it's in essence, Juul isn't a bad device. It's actually a really clever device in terms of them being like pretty much the first on the market with it, and it's easy to use. It's small, it's easy to carry and conceal and so on. It's just the way they marketed it and the way they aimed it. But a lot of people still ask for it because it's still out there. They're still promoting it through various channels.
And in America, it's turned into dueling. Is a it's like somebody going into an electrical store and asking for a Hoover.
Yeah.
That is a brand. So someone's just going into a vape store and asking for a Juul. They are not necessarily after a Juul. They are asking for a vape.
Yeah.
They're just asking. That's what it is.
Yes, there is nothing discreet about that.
What the hell's that? Oh, is that you? Okay, is that how it comes?
That is it.
It is a bright
It looks
turquoise.
Yeah. There is
Dildo.
nothing discreet about it. And when you puff on it,
Whoa!
it lights up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Oh bloody hell! I mean, you're going to have
at all.
If you're walking down the street at night, you're going to have cars coming past you thinking you're a bike.
Yeah.
Arf.
The thing is, would you go and sit in the pub with that?
No, what the fuck?
To be fair, that one, Matt, that one makes you look like a puffer.
I do a pink one too. But
Behave.
no, that is literally it. It is just, and not only, and if you want to talk about plastic wastage, you've got the device inside, and then over the outside of it is another clear plastic sleeve over the whole lot. So you've got double whammy.
Yeah.
I suppose when you finish with it, you repurpose it and put a vibrating motor in it for your missus. But
yeah.
But in
I would imagine that the plastic sleeve for the outside, they will be looking at branding. Well, it probably is a rebranded something else. It will just be a Chinese manufacturer that's gone, we've made these, and these geek bars they've just put their plastic covering over the top. You probably go to France, Spain, Italy, wherever, there will be another brand using the exact same goddamn thing underneath the wrap.
yeah, well, it's got. It won't show. It's got geek bar written down it, but I think that's underneath the.
Yeah, but if you call the factory and say we want 50,000 of these, you can have anything written.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, just rounding this up. So of course, you know that scrupulous people that just are in it to make money, they don't care. They will of course also. The issue here is that when reputable companies, they so publicly sell it, that's really when you're starting to saw off the branch that the industry is sitting on in a very pro country. We're not even talking about the countries where a lot of things are banned or restricted, and then you try to find different routes of navigating inside the market. This is one of the most open markets, even though you have still some restrictions, fair restrictions.
At the moment, we are being left alone. But if to kind of just get on with it. Whereas if they start doing this and selling 50 milligram pods, people are going to start going, hang on a minute, you're not supposed to do that.
That's why the article in the mailers is really bad, because it's being picked up by media, and experts have apparently also been stating their concerns over this and call to action and so on. And
they shouldn't be selling it. It's going to do us more harm than good.
Yeah, you're never going to get to it 100%, but of course they're questioning how did these even get into the UK when it's a regulated market and blah blah blah. And Geek Bar apparently refused to comment and so on and so on. So one thing is going to happen on the black market and corner stores and so on, but when it happens on like reputable vape shop website, that's when it's a big issue, and that's when you really effing up the industry from the inside.
Yeah, I know it's different to the 2 mil tank malarkey is different to 50 milligram. Like you say, the 2 mil tank is stupid and bonkers. But I know previously, if you buy like a spare pod, or you can buy a spare glass or what have you, it's usually there's no restriction on it. I bought a spare pod from Aspire. It still came with the 2 mil bungs in it. I was kind of expecting that the spare pod wouldn't have any. It would just be empty. But no, it had still got the bungs in it.
Some of it works around. I know. What was the Smock did one? That was looked a bit like the Lost Vape DNA Go thing. Looked a bit like that. But when you bought replacement pods, you could buy the bigger ones because they didn't come with a coil in them.
No,
they weren't classed as a tank. It was a plastic thing.
Yeah, I don't know whether just the particular, because it's the official Aspire distributor. I don't know whether they're just sticking to the rules like super glue.
The boxes for the Geek Bar 50 milligrams have on it in a big label, strictly for US sale only.
Really? Oh, okay.
Across the box.
Across the box.
I've just signed into a very well-known distro selling these geek bars.
Yeah, in 50 milligram.
Huh?
In 50 milligram?
No, all in 2%.
Cool.
To be fair, and I guess you're still following the TPD regulations, like until you've made something new. But things that you can't sell to consumers, you can actually still sell B2B. So logging into a distro with a business account, that will still make you eligible to buy stuff
Yeah.
that can't be sold over the
But
counter.
out of 30 of these geek bars,
Yeah.
there's only 5 that are in stock. All the rest are completely sold out.
Well, yeah. But this particular distro you're looking at has only got 20 milligram anyway.
I think at the moment
That's
there's
good.
there's a bit of let's see what these are like about it. Like there's a company that does one with a switch on the bottom. It's got 2 pods in one.
Mhm.
You've got 2 separate sides, so you can have on one side raspberry ice cream and the other side cookie dough. And you flick a switch on the bottom and it vapes the other side. And I think there's a novelty factor around them. And then once people have had a go on them and gone, oh yeah, actually that was shit, right away, and that's it. I think they'll die. I think they'll be gone.
And you know the worrying thing? You Google disposable.
Oh. Just Google disposable.
Sorry, disposable on this particular distro.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
And how many items would you think there are?
50?
300,
How many?
300.
Chandler?
How many items? Oh God! Do the different flavors count as a different item? I suppose they do, don't they? There's probably going to be quite a lot. It's definitely 3 figures.
360
360.
different
Wow.
disposable items.
I was pretty close. Well, when you said like 50 geek bar varieties, then I was, yeah.
IVG are doing a lot, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're doing a lot.
IVG, dinner ladies.
Dinner lady.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's have a look. Totally.
Mick is asking, whatever happened to the Evo Reflex? Well, I think that just went down in price.
Disappeared.
I
Mhm.
don't even know. Yeah, I'm assuming you can still buy that.
Probably a tenner now.
Well,
Evolve.
maybe just to round off this topic, I actually just updated my Facebook feed and I saw someone who shared something from 2 years ago, which is an American, with just a quote. It was a long text about all the Ivali back then and shit like that, and just a quote saying, you know, this vaping panic and outrage is because a bunch of teens lied to their parents about getting high.
Yeah, oh, you're talking. Yeah, the American. It's the Avali was all. It was all.
No, Mom, I
not
didn't smoke
THC.
weed. I
didn't smoke
vape.
weed.
It was the vaping.
Bollocks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was THC vape. It's even known in America, but yeah,
Yeah.
there is some not
Well,
wanting
yeah.
to admit to it.
More of a serious topic from our side. We don't have them that often because they are draining. But in essence, I hope that this doesn't damage the UK market too much because
We've worked too hard.
basically the last high ground,
Yeah.
and too
It
many
could do.
people have worked too hard for years to yeah. But actually, also as Paul mentioned earlier, as soon as they don't save money on the NHS with this, that's also going to be targeted. It's because they can see that they save money on NHS with this.
Yeah, I mean that geek bar just doesn't look. It looks. It's not an attractive looking thing, is it?
No.
It's the ugliest looking thing you've seen. Even if you compare it with a jewel, a jewel is a nice tiny little.
But speaking
Tiny
of
little thing.
Chandler,
Yes.
what are you vaping on tonight?
Oh,
Me.
I'm vaping on my cloud flask. There you go. See, seen as I mentioned it. Basically, Aspire have released the Cloud Flask S, and that comes with. They've released the Cloud Flask S because the standard coil is a 0.25 ohm. They've also released a 0.6 ohm coil for use with the Cloud Flask S. So I've ordered some of these 0.6 ohm coils, because obviously they should fit this because they're exactly the same size as the original 0.25 ohm one. Yeah. Guess what?
Computer says no.
Trying to put the bloody coil in, it's like, I'm like, what? I put it in, it popped out. I put it in, it popped out. I'm like, what the fuck? I eventually got it to fit. Basically, I took the O-rings off the new coil, took the O-rings off the old coil, and put them on the new one. No problem. Fits like a dream.
So it's just O-rings?
Seriously, it's just the O-rings. I'm like, what? And I haven't got the new S, so I can't tell you if there is a difference in the tank. But you would assume that the original coils, the 0.25 coils, are what come with that tank. You don't get the new 0.6 ohms unless you buy them separately.
Perhaps they potentially come with different O-rings as well.
Well, if I'm buying replacement coils for this, they're exactly the same as the ones for the S. So if I get new coils and they don't fit in here, I'll be pissed off.
Chandler,
Yes.
you've had a bit of jiggery pokery this week, haven't you?
I might have done. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Right, I don't know if anybody's seen a website called DJ Vape.
Oh, the dropshipper.
Oh, yeah. Fuck my ass. Oh, fuck
Back
me.
into that one.
Sideways. Yeah, it's right. So, yeah, DJ Vape, do not go anywhere near fucking
No,
DJ
we
Vape.
all know that.
Yeah, I know you all know that.
Except you.
Do you not know that, John?
It keeps coming up, right? Whenever you I'm sure everybody's probably seen this website, because you do a search for something, it comes up, and the website itself is a reasonably good website. I've seen a hell of a lot worse
But
websites.
the thing is, what gives it away, Chandler, is they are always the first in the UK to have like everything. Besides the fact that big distros like from Aspire or something, they don't even have it yet. So that should be the first rule of,
in stock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I basically I'd found what I was looking for somewhere else, and I found it here, and they'd got it was £1 cheaper. So yeah, all for £1. I thought, oh right. When I was convinced I'd actually ordered from them before. I was sure I was sure I'd bought something off them before, but I hadn't. Placed my order, popped it through, and almost thanks Alex, yeah, definitely tight ass. Yeah, placed the order, and almost instantly, I hadn't even come off the web page on my phone, I got a text message. I went in my text messages, and it went, did you place this order? And I'm like, what? Because this was for a 30 odd pound. The order that I'd put through was for like 28 quid, and this payment was for like £31, and it was for design something, home design. There you go, UK. And I'm like, what? Yeah, basically my bank then rang me up, and I checked, and I hadn't taken that out. They'd taken the payment for the order that I'd put in.
Mm-hmm.
They had also taken this second payment for another 32 quid for something I hadn't ordered. Both are from China, and I'm like, oh shit, this is a dropship.
Yeah. One thing is the fact that it's a dropship. But dropship can work. It just takes a long time with import. But the fact that there's been many cases of people getting a lot of money taken out in this case.
But yeah, this one literally just they did take the money for the order. I don't know whether they would have fulfilled the order. I would have probably had to have waited. But yeah, they took the money out for the order, but they then took another payment out for something that I just hadn't gone anywhere near. Yeah. And my bank kind of rang me up, When they rang me up, I was going round the supermarket with the missus.
In your sandals with socks, or
Yeah, I was in my sandals with the odd socks. Yeah, absolutely. That's when I got into trouble. But it wasn't just for the sandals. Basically, we got to the till, and by this point, my bank had cancelled my card. So when we got to the till and I came to pay for the shopping, it wouldn't fucking work. It was like, oh shit.
what did you do?
They took the trolley and put it in the fridge, in the walk-in fridge, and we went home, got Kelly's card, and came back and paid for it. Slightly embarrassing, but seeing as it was Aldi, they didn't bat an eyelid.
Oh,
No, they have a specific fridge just for those kind of customers.
Probably. They just went, yeah, it's no problem. Don't worry about it.
You're the
Oh,
fifth one
fuck's
today,
sake.
mate.
So we
You're
going
the
for
only one to come back for it.
So I thought I'd do this because obviously school's back. Kelly works in a school. I thought, I know, I'll place a sneaky order. It'll get delivered while she's at work. She'll never know it happened. Yeah. Not only did she find out about it, I couldn't pay for the bloody shopping. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake.
That was
There
a
we go.
raffle when you didn't get away with them.
No, not even slightly. But there we go.
Oh, so Matt got his package.
9:15.
What you got? What you got?
Oh, the bung just fell out. That's a shame, isn't it?
Oh. See, I had that problem with my pod as well. Yeah. What you got? What you got?
The Aspire Kumo,
Everything's Aspire.
the new one.
Awesome.
Got my new Paradox today, so I'll put that on there in a
It's
minute.
not just an Aspire, though, is it?
Aspire Steam Pipes collaboration. It's basically a
Is that the ID? No, that's not the IDTA with the fancy sucky up thing. It is.
it's the cheap bastards version of the Cabaya.
Okay.
Yeah, authorized clone, as Alex has just said.
Yeah, like the Cubics with an authorized clone of the vapes now.
Slash
Basically.
with dot shell.
Slash dot shell. Yeah, yeah.
I still haven't got one of them. I should get one.
The Cubics. Yeah,
Yeah, I should get one.
good. Oh, but new. I got a new drip tip as well. Look at that. That's the drip tip off the old Nautilus 2. They're still selling them as a spare. Look at that.
That's a
Awesome.
short one, Chandler. Why so short?
It's longish. Hey ho.
Or we got
Speaking
change.
of tips, Chandler, you weren't here when I showed you the drip tip with the beauty ring.
The beauty ring.
Yeah.
What? Why? What?
So it's basically it's a nut, like and then
Oh.
the nut just sticks out, and then you put the beauty ring over, and then you have a normal any 510 can go in here.
It's almost like okay, so it's just a different way of doing putting the 510 into your nut,
yeah,
as it were.
Basically, normally you would have a nut that you just put your 510 drip tip into, but they've then made the nut go up a bit, and then they have the rings that can go on. So beauty rings for drip tips. Who knew? Who knew? we needed that?
That's quite a clever idea. But the beauty ring doesn't go round the drip tip; it actually sits underneath it, doesn't it? Because it's underneath it, and then the drip tip's
but
on
it
top.
looks like it does.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it does. It does. Because you look at it and you think, well, the drip tip goes right the way down to the mod, don't you? Yeah. Clever. No, I like that.
Just when we thought that we were pretty much out of options for accessories, okay, drip tip with the beauty ring.
No, I like that. Where's that? Who makes it? Where's it from? How expensive is it?
It's from Protocol.
Yeah.
Ones that make that iron box, and they also make these. Where do you have these? I have one tank, like the Pro Roll tanks, the ones that have these edges on the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's €35 for what they call a full set.
Yeah.
So that's the base beauty ring and the tip, so in one color, and then you can buy spare beauty rings for 10 and spare tips for 15, I think it was.
Okay.
If you want some other colors and mix and match stuff like that.
Oh, no, that's not too bad actually. I was kind of expecting it to be about 50, 60 quid for a set or something.
Well, prices are fair. Like
Yeah.
they're pro borrow tanks. They are these types are €40, so that's not bad.
Who did you say it was again? Sorry.
Protocol Vape Tech. They actually have a website as well.
Fine company with a website. That's an unusual one.
I know.
Well, they've actually done everything through the website. They do when they do drops. They do have a lot of traffic that tend to slow it down. But
there you go. Vaporbay's got some coming in this week.
No. I am going to have to put an order in on Vaporbay. Oh shit! I wasn't going to spend any more money. Bollocks. Cool.
one thing I will say in now having 2 pro roll tanks, I do have a bit of issue with bottom leakage.
Excuse me, you have problems with bottom leakage.
Well,
Really?
no, the tank. Like
Oh, the
just
tank, sorry,
just where
okay.
the glass is.
Right.
And the good thing is that as with the original Pro rolls, the glass is really tight. It's not on the Pro rolls. And I have tried changing the O-ring, or not the O-ring, the gasket on this one to a different one. That didn't help. It's more when it sits for a long time, it starts seeping out just under the glass. And they are not tight to get in on the bottom. I actually managed to have the blue one. That's why it's now on cleaning duty. It was actually in this mod, and then when I started to unscrew the pin or the nut, apparently the drip tip or the nut was in the bridge, and because it's then so not that tight here, I just took out the entire. I started unscrewing the entire bridge, and then of course it seeped out, and it was just all over.
I've done that. That can sometimes just be the O-ring on your nut. I've got.
Yeah.
I had my flush fit used to do that with my Exocet. If I used the standard nut, it was fine. I could just take the nut out and it was all right. If I used the flush fit, when I unscrewed it, it pulled out the top chimney.
Yeah.
The deck stayed where it was, but the chimney got pulled out.
But the issue here is that because it's not tight in the bottom, it like literally started screwing out the entire. It didn't even take out the chimney or anything.
Just pulled out the whole.
Yeah.
Bridge.
Because I did it earlier with this is just a white standard borrow.
Yeah.
And I unscrewed it, and the same RBA just stayed in place because it was tight on the bottom.
Yeah.
So.
Got
yeah. But they're easy to get in, whereas with the original ones, you like literally you sit and you press for like an hour before it slides in.
It's a pain. It's a pain in the ass when that happens because you can't take the borrow out until you've drained the tank.
And no one wants to press for an hour just to get it in.
No, God no.
That's what whores are for. Oh, cousin.
Who needs all that for? No.
I've brought some different items tonight, and let's just play a vape cell bin with it. But there's like a theme behind it. I wanted to. At the moment we have all these borrow devices. I wanted to look at some different AIO devices that weren't utilizing borrow. So either using their own tank or basically all the examples I have is utilizing their own tank, and there's at least one in there that is interesting, and I don't think it got the attention it deserved, maybe because of the brand deteriorating and so on. But and I found some weird ones in there also that was like, oh, I didn't know this one was made. But hey ho. So Mark, are you ready?
Start with a number, yeah?
With what?
There's one that starts with a number.
Yeah, let's just start with that.
Go alphabetical, yeah?
Yeah, let's do that. So we'll start off with the 67 mods Evo. which caused a lot of issues because of people paying for it and having to wait over a year and stuff like that. And then it was shit and stuff like that. So yeah.
I'm with you on that. Paul, did you not own one of those? I know there was one that came through There was one that came through Hatters, and we must have sold it 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Who's vaping it?
So, which one's this one? Go on, remind me what this one's called.
Yeah.
It looks quite cool. It'll only take round bridges, though, won't it? Those square crossbow type. It looks big. Yeah.
It's a 21700 as well, isn't it?
I think so. I ought to know what it was. Neo. Oh, there you go. No, I think I'm gonna. There you go.
What? Chandler?
What?
Why are you vaping it?
You stick a bridge in it.
And it will piss just everywhere it goes.
Does it?
And Phil as well. Good evening,
And
Phil.
wasn't that the one where you pressed the button and it kind of disappeared inside the mod?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Can you imagine that? Waiting a year for the mod that you've paid for a year ago to turn up. You press the button and it disappears.
Yeah, you bought a mod. You've spent a year waiting for it. It turns up and it's shit. Yeah, nightmare.
So Chandler will happily be there to soak up the cheap ones as soon as they hit the market. Don't blame you.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
Some sold for cheap money as well. I've seen a few go for.
I'm kind of waiting for the CEO, KO, CEO. You know what I mean. I'm waiting for that to appear on Hatters because I'm sure it will.
Channel X-nay on the promotion A. No.
I'm not promoting. Well, I'm not promoting anything.
Give it a few weeks and the KO will be hit with a hammer. So it'll be fine. You'll get that one really cheap.
I promise. Send me one and I'll hit it with a hammer live.
Harsh.
I'll even pay you to send me one and hit it with a hammer. I mean, just going by the fact that whoever designed the original Boro tanks, they chose that horrible red-ish color. Now they've just decided to go on and put on red O-rings on the keel. Right, that's a definite bin.
That's the 60 going in the bin.
Even though Andrew over on YouTube, he wanted to sell it or flip it, apparently. We move on to a forgotten one that I think didn't get the praise that it deserved. It's the Aspire Mulus, which took the Nautilus coils, and I don't know if it had its own. I've found pictures that, like, most of them that show like how it's built and put together.
Yeah, it takes not. I know David Charles on the podcast. He's had a Mulus and swears by it.
And a few people really like them.
Evening, Diddy.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask him whether it takes the Nautilus RBA deck.
I don't think it does because the tank is so small and the whole maybe.
I don't know.
Wow, that's getting a lot of love.
Cheap, compact. What's not to like?
Very billet.
And it was like one of the first ones. It came out at approximately the same time as the .AAO hit the market, and then, well, you can't argue that Nautilus coils are good, and you have them in so many different varieties that there should be anything for anyone. So,
have you seen the new ones? 0.3 ohm Nautilus coils.
Oh, Dale,
that went Dale well.
I'm on the opposite side, mate. I think the drip tip is horrific.
You have a mod into this will match.
But the drip tip is horrific. And the door is horrific. That's
Okay.
the-
You see,
Ignore the color then.
you see,
It
this
is
should
pink.
be designed as an MTL, not as a fake DL. Or RDL as they call them.
It's restricted direct lung mark.
No, it's an FDL. An FMTL. No, an FDL. Either way.
QBXC.
Make your mind up.
Either way, it's fake and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, vape alright. Go in your pocket. You wouldn't care if you lost it.
I'll let you off, Dale. I'll let you off. Oh, you're all, why are you all vaping it? What's wrong with you all?
Andrew actually suggested that we should rename it and call it Vape Cell Angle Grind. So instead
Yes.
of Angle Grind. As a homage to Diddy
I think we ought to-
arriving.
I think we ought to do that. We perhaps ought to have a particular item, just one item that one of us has in possession, and we ought to do a vape cell destroy.
And then if it gets hit with destroy, you have to destroy it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Right, next then.
Next we have the Dovpo.
Oh,
No. .aio.
No? Oh,
Aye.
.ao first. Just a classic
dot-
.ai.
dot- yeah, dot before dov.
Yeah, dot before dot. So yeah, classic dot. Huge success of that is probably also because someone made some good RBAs for it
I think
with
I'm getting.
Mission
I think.
and dot shell.
Mhm.
That is, in my opinion, definitely one of the biggest pros. Why they did that and then didn't do it for the mullahs, I don't know, but hey ho.
Biggest con I've got with it is you can't change any. It's one of those 2 or 3 power options, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you build accordingly to that if you're using a rebuildable.
I've never owned one on the fear that it wouldn't be tight enough.
Dot shell would.
a dot shell would again, as many say, the dot shell revolutionized the AIO. If they hadn't made that, then it probably would still have gone into oblivion, like the mullahs, because the dot coils, yeah, it took the Nautilus as well, but still it was like nothing special.
If you bought one with the dot shell mark and didn't get the pins with it, you can have a set of pins that are brand new and I've never used. I bought them thinking it'd be useful to have them if I ever sold it. Not going to sell it, and I've never used them.
I know Scott offered me one, didn't he?
Scotty had like 5 or 6 or something.
He sent me a message saying, send me your address, I'll send you one to try.
But it has to be with
Paul's
dot
always
shell.
on the flog, isn't he?
Is it Yorkshireman? What do you expect?
Opportunist.
And those of you that are free on Saturday evening, starting at 9:30, 9? 8:30, I can't recall. Don't know what.
Nine.
What time is it?
Nine.
9.
9 o'clock.
9.
We got another auction, another expo over on Mad Hatters.
Mind you, you will have to be in the Mad Hatters group, so any of you watching here that aren't a member, go try and join.
Go join Mad
Yeah,
Hatters.
you need to
Well,
join.
Well, if you're trying to save up for something else, perhaps not necessarily a good idea.
But you can get some
But the
fucking
bargains.
deals.
Oh, the bargains that were on last time were just
Absolute bargain.
nuts. Absolutely crazy.
And just disclaimer, we've been promised that the hostess from last expo is actually also going to join. I mean, I have it in writing. If it's going to happen, I don't know, but
Is the other host going to be just as pissed?
We don't care. We don't know if he's going to be there.
but that was
asked her directly. What are you
I'm
doing on the 11th? We need you for Expo.
Yeah,
She's like, hey.
yeah, but that was the whole funny thing. The fact that Lloyd was so pissed, and yeah, Kelly was just trying to keep him on the straight and narrow and not drop shit on the floor.
Yeah, but she was being overbearing. If she was really pissed at him, she would have just left.
Yeah.
Oh no, I meant it. Yeah, I meant pissed as in drunk. Yeah. No, it was funny. Yeah, absolutely hilarious. It was worth it. It was worth joining just for the sheer entertainment value.
Yeah, Andrew, if you're in the group, just go to events, and there's an event called Expo number 6.
Right, that was a vape then. The .8IO moving
Was it?
along. Yes.
Oh,
We have.
The Dothpo and Suicide mods Abyss.
you miss.
So, kind of a little bit like the 67 mods. Don't shoot me.
This was a
Somewhat.
This
Also
was a
doubled
weird
as
one
a
because it was
side by side.
it
right?
was so hyped up. This one, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was cheap, and a lot of people got it just to try it, and
Yeah.
we had many come through secondhand pretty quickly, also on that header. So, a lot of people bought those. It's like with the box, a lot of people bought them just to
Yeah.
see if it was worth anything, and then, well, yes and no.
Oh, I suppose we better vape that one as well.
How is no one angle grinding it? Incoming.
I'm
Angle grind. He's changed it.
We
Nice
just
one.
had 3
Like
angle
it.
grinds, Mark.
Hmm?
We just had 3 people angle grinding.
Good.
I'm surprised that Diddy is actually vaping it when he has the option to angle grind it. I'm just saying.
Oh, did we happen to mention it was the V1?
There's a V2.
Oh, hang on, let me change it.
The V1, and there's a 40mm gap on the top.
Oh my god.
You can fit a Steam Crave Titan in the gap.
Oh okay.
Oh.
Oh, between the. It's not a barrack. What is it? The tank. On the top. Okay. All right. They fixed that with a V2, did they?
And then
sort of
improved,
with the
and then
V2
improved it with a V3.
There's a V3.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did a
coloured
V3.
ones are a V3, I think.
Bloody hell.
I think there's been about version 674 by now.
Okay.
Mark, can you do the one starting with V, which is now the second to last? Can you do that as the last one?
Do that last.
Yeah. Instead of the W one. So.
Yeah. And
W1.
sadly, we have another vape.
Come on. Even Andrew angle grinded it, so.
Sorry, Matt. That just amused me. You were down here like this, and there was this zipping.
What was it?
It was the build kit.
Oh,
Okay. I wasn't too sure then.
So the next, well, actually the next 3 ones are just some random ones I found when just searching for AIOs,
Right.
box wise.
I'm pretty sure we've owned these.
So the next one is called a Rinko Manto AIO.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
I don't even
god.
have any clue
We had
which
these.
coils it takes.
We had these.
Really?
Yeah.
I sort of like that.
Mark's looking on the shelf.
I'm sure didn't I send you one of these?
Not
Really?
me.
The
No,
one
it went
Type
to
C?
it went to Kaz.
Oh.
I'm sure we had these in
We
for
had
review.
a pod. We had a pod. Yeah. We had them in. You sent me the mod, the one with the fancy sub-ohm tank on the top that I used once.
You know what? Honestly, I have to say, I think I put it in the bin.
Hey, there you go. Well,
Genuinely.
that's... Oh, hang on. I've done the wrong damn one.
No, genuinely that one in the bin.
Can you edit mine? I've pressed the wrong number.
No,
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm going to regrind it.
You didn't go for vape, Chandler. I'm surprised.
No. It's a cute looking thing, but I mean, why does it have to have a Deadpool on the side?
I mean, okay, ignore the panels and the drip tip. Those are, of course, changeable and can be in various. I just took this picture because it shows like the different aspects.
Yes, but they didn't do a plain one. They were all like that.
They also
don't-
did a plain one.
Did they do a plain? I don't. Are you
No,
sure?
they did a helicopter one.
They do a helicopter one.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay. I like.
no plain ones though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck off. Oh Lord. That's what I'm gonna tell my friend who has a shop when the security department comes and say, "Oh, you need to have everything in plain packaging." I was like, "No. I
Helicopter
want
packaging.
helicopter packaging, but it's not arrived yet."
I haven't got plain ones, just a helicopter one.
Oh, did he? You didn't hear it? Andrew suggested we change it to the angle grind instead of bin, so we did that.
Just for
Been
you,
angle
did
grind
it?
for the past three ones. It's great.
Yeah. So that went into the angle grinder.
Angle grinder. Yeah.
So now it's not vape cell bin, it's vape cell
Angle grind.
Angle grind.
Next one is another random one I found, which is from Think Vape.
Think vape.
Think Vape, and it's called the Think Vape Thor AI Hope.
Think vape and
Oh.
it shall appear.
Again, please ignore the ugly colors. Trying to find a picture that will show most
Oh my
the
god!
picture, of the mod.
Oh, and it's plastic.
Yeah.
I quite like that, and I like the smiley face with the buttons and the micro USB as well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of curvature on the
It is-
outside, so
It is a little bit Cyberman, isn't it? In that bottom corner.
PCTG, is that?
What?
Does it identify as a toaster or?
Possibly.
Stop with the toaster. Maybe.
Interesting.
See where
Yeah.
I'm putting it, Paul? See where I'm putting it?
Dot. Some of the first dot panels you can get directly from Dot, they were that kind of design.
Paisley.
Yeah. There was also one with like a blue and white wavy thingy.
It's a bit Andy Warhol, isn't it?
And you know what hole Andy can put it in as well?
Mm.
The angle grinder hole.
That would need a 9-inch. You're that excited by it, did he?
See, and this one actually only me and David has good taste, so fair.
What?
What? Me and David are the only ones who voted vape.
Alright, okay.
No, one of these actually.
Don't know what coil is it. Is it an RBA or a coil?
Coil.
You don't know, do you?
God,
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Probably a coil that you can't buy anymore because the device flopped.
Right, what's the one thing that lets that down?
Or you can get the coils real cheap because
Yeah.
people are trying to get rid of them.
Shut up.
What lets that down?
I don't know.
The monstrosity of a plastic drip tip sat
Yeah,
on
but you
top.
can change that.
You probably can't, though, to be fair.
510 drip tip.
Oh, yeah, it says 510 on it. Does.
Diddy's getting the steel saw out.
Petrol.
Ooh.
Oh.
Phil
I love
has
the-
just
I love
woken up. He's spinning everything or angle grinding everything.
I love the way Diddy's got different levels of angle grind. It's not just we'll angle grind it. It's got
You
like
really
9
think
inch.
that
We've got
Diddy
the
only
petrol
has
still.
one angle grinder. He has like a whole set.
Yeah.
The fact
Depending on how much it's worth, which one it's worth using, then
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
this one is this bad, it needs the big one.
Fucking hell, Jono, they're all out today. Lump, good evening, they're all in.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
Jono, what? Thank you, babe.
hell. John O'Mark was just saying that.
Jono, I was only saying the other day, well, it was a few weeks ago actually. Jono, sorry, Jono.
No.
Where have you gone? I tried to message you the other day and you disappeared. He's not. He's disappeared on Facebook. He's gone.
What?
No, that was Cass. Sorry.
We knew Cass had gone. We didn't care about Cass.
Yeah.
But
Who's Cass?
Who?
To be fair, we noticed Cass was gone when suddenly we had no profile picture on the group because that was a picture he had. So suddenly we had no profile picture. And
John, I couldn't find you, Jono. I could not find you.
Still on Messenger.
I had a massive lottery win, right? And I got 20 grand to send you.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't find you. So I spent it.
on the horse.
Bastard. To be fair, I've got your phone number, so if I needed you that desperately, then. I say I've got your phone number. I did have.
So
New phone, who dis?
the next one before the last one, which is kind of an odd one out, is and you have to
I haven't got Jono's
listen
number.
carefully for the name. It's called the Wellon Beyond AIO.
It's the Wellard.
Jono, I don't have your
Well
number. Jono.
I can call it, yeah.
Because you have my pen.
Oh shit, Phil is gonna lose it.
Oh man.
Right, what's next?
It's something called the Wellon Beyond. So WELLON Beyond AIO.
Oh, I quite like that. That looks as shit as the last one.
Similar.
And they've nicked the drip tip
They
and the
have.
pod from a .aio.
Yeah.
They've not. They've stolen a vase and just shrunk it and shoved it on top.
Oh, that's
But they have a
It
round
looks
button.
exactly the same as the last one.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
What?
they weren't supposed to come just after each other, but
Okay.
their names made it be so. So
I like that. I like the screen.
really, why?
No, I don't.
No,
I'm
you
being
don't.
facetious.
Actually, I don't know. Yeah, true, Joe. It does have color. Woohoo.
Yeah, colour screen. They've made a point of it. It's either bright red, green, blue. They've just discovered RGB. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, just end that one normal.
Does it explode? I hope so. That's the
Exploded
answer to
view. Yes.
it. Right, this is
It's exactly the same tank.
Okay, don't put the last one up yet because I'm gonna just have to explain why it's a little bit different. And something that I think didn't get the credit it deserved, maybe because it really was shit. But at some point, we all remember the Vicious Hand, the Spades. They're, in essence, still a classic in the vaping history. So at some point, Vicious Hand, who has a magnificent bottle system, they decided, oh, let's see if we can squash the RDA down into the mod. And then we'll call it something called a Club Omega, which is basically an RDA put down into the mod. So we're not talking about, it is an AIO, but not in the normal sense. So you actually have a rebuilder RDA inside the mod.
Presumably, you can only ever use that RDA with it.
Thanks for the sub, Phil. Appreciate that, mate.
Internal.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. Basically, it's an internal RDA, so to say. You can put it up now, Mark.
I bet I can, you dirty bastard.
No, Paul. It's before anything called side by side. So there you see the very good bottle system that they have, and then what you can see on the table in the middle is actually the RDA that you just then screw into it, and then the airflow comes in from the front. So based off a Spade DNA version, and they've made something called the Club Omega. So it's a Swanker with an integrated RDA.
That's all right. You suddenly lose major squonk capacity, which is the whole point of a squonk.
Yeah. But I don't know because I've never tried it. And yes, Paul, I know that a lot of people say that it was shit, and that's probably why it didn't succeed. Also because of VA's very high price point at that time in their business career. But I like the idea. Does it work? Probably not.
This was early day faked hidden Chinesium, isn't it?
This is probably like 2.5 years ago. But yeah, VA, that was expensive Chinesium.
It looks very cheap, but probably wasn't.
It wasn't. I think they were around $450 just for that standard version.
Yeah. I mean, look at the door. I mean, the door, really thick stab wood door. The door looks well made, but then they stick it on that.
I mean, still their bottle
Plasticky looking
system
mug.
at that time that they introduced it, it was second to none. It was at a time when pretty much the only other bottle systems on Squonkers were the ones with the tube sticking out, and you had to fiddle and maybe put it in from the side of the box Squonkers. So that system where you just slide it in, and then it has connection. You can't argue that it wasn't innovative. So
I'm surprised it didn't get cloned.
China had already made it. Why would they clone their own stuff?
Yeah, it's why they know that VA had their things manufactured in China. So that's also the issue why, and times ran out of them because you're selling Chinese produced shit at hugely overpriced rates. Yeah.
Well, that was an angle grind. That was being thermited, bitch.
Wow.
So that was a different kind of AIOs. None of them taking the Boro tanks. That was the theme. Good or bad, you've decided.
Well, there we go.
Awesome.
Oh,
And we're about on
Chandler.
time tonight.
Kenner, have you found anything on your Instagram story things?
I have. Do you want to leave it till next week? Because we are almost there, but
Depends on if there's anything you really want to show us. Besides that, of course.
besides that, hang on. Let me have a look.
Did I send you anything recently? No. Yeah. I
No,
did.
you haven't sent me anything.
I sent you something from Nibelfee, the plating, the coding guy.
I am the great bunghole. I need tippy for my bunghole. My bunghole for my bunghole.
The coil of the out of everything I've got there.
From Lake
coil
Titicaca.
of the week probably if it's there. I think you sent. Did you send this me? Send it me?
I sent it for your bunghole.
Okay.
I think the last thing I sent you, you've
Oh,
already.
you're threatening me?
I haven't seen that film in years.
Which film?
I mean, which film?
Good to see you, Lum.
Yes, Lan.
Evening, Mark Ski.
No, Mark, we've just started. You're right on time.
That's it. I'm a bit late. Yeah. We had some technical issues, you know, as you do.
Tippy for my bunghole. Bunghole.
Right.
Do you need me to send you the link, Mark?
Yeah, I'm not a mind reader.
Oh, okay. It's the same fucking link every fucking week. Hang on. All right, let me get it.
What
Give
am I
me a sec.
doing? What are we doing?
Hang on.
want to show us a coil
I've only
of
got.
the
I've only got
Alex, you're a
one.
cunt. I open my Facebook and I'm literally presented with myself. I've just been
Where's the
presented
link on
with.
here? Oh, get link. There it is. I don't usually do it this way. Okay, it's fine.
Mark, we should have post approval on. I'm just saying.
Oh dear.
Ugh.
What am I doing?
Hang on.
Right, what am I taking out of this?
Or just the one picture, the coil of the week, Mark, because it's amazing. It is incredible coil this week. So I thought I'd share this with you.
There we go.
For a couple of reasons. I thought I would show something that's vapeable. Maybe.
Ooh.
That's enough to make you gip.
Oh. So yeah, I mean, look at that. It's obviously it's a staggered something under there.
It's a staggered dog shit. That's what it is.
That looks like that money shot I bought a few, Mark.
It does.
I love seeing fancy coils covered in shit. But look, not only have you got a gunky coil, look at that nurtling. Look at that.
Anybody else hear anything?
What? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sounded like a fart. I think he thinks he's been muted or something. Would Sir like some post screws with his 24mm latte?
Is that an SQ it's sitting on?
I have no idea. It might be. It looks like it, doesn't it?
I don't know, I can't see through the juice that's sprayed all over the top of it.
It is kind of covered all over the top as well.
That looks like the first woman into a bukkake party. Look at the top of that. You're all picturing it now, aren't you?
Oh my god.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh no, shit, I don't trust Alex. I can't pull faces anymore.
Yeah, screenshots. Oh, so there. I thought you'd appreciate that on a couple of levels, but to be honest, it was the nurtling that caught my eye first, and then I saw the shitty coil underneath. But there you go.
There we have it. Matt?
Matt?
Thoughts?
Oh, the K-Mic.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's actually very good.
Oh, you've got it going.
Yeah, live build, mate.
Oh, awesome.
It's not as airy as I thought it'd be. It's quite a resistant direct lung. It's wicking really well, and I have no fucking idea how. It shouldn't
We
work,
don't either because you built it, so.
but it works.
I'm assuming you have cotton in the top.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
it's
put in a Nautilus coil. And
on a plate, and magic happens, and
Okay.
it gets to it. It's
Sciencey stuff.
very clever.
It's called, is it called capillary action?
That's the one. That's the one.
that's what happens in your veins, in your blood veins, right?
And also bukkake parties.
No, that's carpal tunnel syndrome.
Oh.
First impressions, very good. Easy to build. Well made. Good flavour. And it wicks. So
Bonus.
Oh, yeah?
That's the juice. That's the juice making it taste good.
no, it's not, because again it's another juice from some shit company.
Ah, okay. Then
Okay.
it must be the
That tastes shit in whatever you put it in, to be fair.
It's Poundland stuff. It's
Yeah.
you know, like that 88 vape, it's that next step down from there.
Yeah, baby.
He's got the high-end juice there.
Is it though? Is it?
Good man.
The only man I know to put 88 vape in an Integra.
and put it on a 20 quid mod.
Yeah. Here's my 150 quid Atty with my 20 quid mod and my pound juice.
Don't know what your problem is.
You are going to have to put a disclaimer to anybody who buys that tank off you in the future to say
I'll never sell it.
"Please note, it comes with free smell of Heisenberg."
No, it's not. It's not. It's Heisenberg clone.
Sorry.
Okay.
I don't buy the real stuff.
Sorry.
So what do they call it?
H blue.
H blue. Okay.
Joe, like the stuff you clean your toilet with.
All right. Okay. Could have been worse. It could have been like preparation H blue.
Heisenberg's awesome. I don't care what anyone says.
I still like it now.
I like a bit of Eisenberg now and again.
Not often, but occasionally.
No, I can't do it direct to learn. Yeah.
Oh, I can.
No.
Oh no. Mouth to lung. Yeah.
There is a version of it called Blue Lou. I can't remember who made it, but it is called Blue Lou.
Okay.
And it's little picture of a toilet on the front.
Nice.
They're little blue things that you drop in the toilet, aren't they? Blue Lou.
Yeah, the blue.
They were blues,
Put
weren't
them
they?
in the system, it makes your bog water go blue. Yeah. And everybody said that Heisenberg tasted like toilet cleaner for a while, didn't they? Can't say I agree. I do sort of like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'm now intrigued because I don't think I've actually ever had Heisenberg made up for direct lung. I might have to make some up. And,
Don't do it.
Try
It's
it.
not nice. It's not
Is
nice.
it not? No. I might do it just for shits and giggles.
Right, we're a minute over. On that note,
You were
thank
just
very-
waiting for that to tick over.
I
weren't you?
was waiting for that.
His OCD's kicking in. Can't finish before 10. Got to be 10. Got to be 10.
I'm actually sat with Joe, the oscillating fan that was behind me.
Yeah.
I've unscrewed the side of my PC and I've literally got a 12-inch fan blowing inside it.
Is it that hot?
None of the fans are spinning. I
On
literally
the computer.
on at all. I put my leg on it in the middle of the show and I burnt my leg on the case. And I'm like, what the hell? And that was why when you came in, I was busy.
Fiddling. Yeah, okay. So you've just took the side of the computer off and turned and put a fan on it.
Literally, I've got a 12-inch pedestal fan lying on the floor, blowing into the side of the computer. No, literally.
Oh my god.
I had to take the side off the computer.
Oh man.
And it's
Is it
still,
working?
It's still sat at 89 degrees. I'm sat here watching
Oh my god.
it decapitate itself.
What's wrong with your fans? Why have they stopped?
Oh, you missed the beginning of the show.
His
Okay.
power supply took them out.
I had to buy a
How
new
was-
power supply. My power supply went bang, and I've obviously not put it back together properly, or I don't know.
Or it's burnt out the electric motors in the fans. Oh, nice.
Well, I don't mind
On
buying
that bombshell, join us in the after show if you want.
If Mark's and because we're taking a sweepstake as to how many minutes in Mark's computer will explode.
Well, the CPU sat at 89 degrees at the minute.
Okay. Yeah, it's not supposed to be that hot, is it?
No.
Evening, and just showed up. You're a little late.
Cool. Pop the link in chat. Be good to see you. Swing on by. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Matt, for popping by.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, cool. And doing the live build. That was cool.
Been good to see you. And on that note, adios,
Adios,
motherfuckers.
VTUK.